After 60, I realized something no one had ever told me. Having a partner at this stage of life can sometimes feel more like a prison than a blessing. More and more people over 60 are quietly choosing to live alone, even while still married. Not because of betrayal, not because of shouting matches, but because of something far more silent and far more dangerous. Hi, it's Vernon again. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 4 harsh truths about late-life relationships. Truths that no one warned us about, but that everyone over 60 needs to hear. This isn't about bitterness, it's about clarity, so you can protect your peace, your future, and the years you still have left. Before we dive in, if you're navigating love, loneliness, or letting go after 60, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I share weekly insights to help you protect your peace, reclaim your voice, and make the most of this powerful chapter of life. You deserve clarity, not confusion. Let's begin with the first truth, the one that sneaks in slowly until one day you wake up next to someone who feels more like a roommate than a partner.
Number 1. The caretaker trap. When love becomes servitude. Simone de Beauvoir wrote, "One is not born, but rather becomes a woman." What she didn't mention is how quickly one can become an unpaid nurse, therapist, and servant in the name of love, especially when that love begins after 60. No one tells you this, but it happens more often than we'd like to admit. You love someone deeply. You've stood by them through surgeries, setbacks, memory lapses, and mood swings. And somewhere along the way, you stopped being a partner and started becoming a caretaker. What began as compassion slowly turned into exhaustion. What once felt like devotion now feels like duty. And the hardest part, you feel guilty even admitting it. This is the caretaker trap, when love quietly shifts into servitude. Unlike marriages that began in youth and evolved gradually into caregiving situations, these late-life partnerships often involve rapid role shifts that can be psychologically devastating. The ancient Stoics understood something we've forgotten. There's a difference between chosen duty and imposed obligation. Marcus Aurelius wrote about service that flows from wisdom and choice versus service that stems from manipulation and guilt. So what can you do? Start by having honest conversations, not just about tasks, but about emotional weight. Ask for support where you've been silent. Set boundaries around what you can give and what drains you. And most importantly, reconnect with parts of yourself that exist outside the caregiving role, through friendship, creativity, solitude, or simply rest. The caretaker trap is particularly insidious because it often begins gradually. A little help here, a small accommodation there, until suddenly you've become someone else's life support system. And unlike family caregiving, which comes with social recognition and legal protections, romantic caregiving often leaves women isolated and vulnerable. At this stage of your life, do you want to spend your remaining healthy years managing someone else's decline? Because once you're caught in the caretaker trap, escape becomes increasingly difficult, as you'll discover when we examine how this connects to our next harsh truth.
Number 2, the identity eclipse. Losing yourself in someone else's decline. It happens slowly. At first, you're just helping, reminding them to take their pills, filling in the words they forgot, managing the things they used to handle. Then one day, you look in the mirror and wonder, where did I go?
This is the identity eclipse, when your entire sense of self begins to dim under the shadow of someone else's decline. You stop being the painter, the reader, the friend, the thinker, and start becoming the one who manages everything now. Their forgetfulness becomes your burden. Their fear becomes your anchor. Their silence becomes your story. My cousin Margaret had just retired at 66, ready to write her first novel, travel, maybe take an art class, the life she'd always postponed. Then she met Robert. He'd been recently diagnosed with Parkinson's, though he downplayed it at first. Within a year of marriage, Margaret's world had shrunk to match his illness. Her days revolved around his meds, his symptoms, his care. Her social life vanished. Her dreams were shelved. One day, while Robert napped, she whispered, "I used to be interesting. Now I know everything about Parkinson's and nothing about myself." Identity fusion in later life can be particularly dangerous because it occurs when our sense of self should be solidifying into its most authentic form. Dr. Ellen Bader's research on couples therapy shows that women who merge their identities with declining partners often experience what she terms accelerated aging, rapid deterioration in their own physical and mental health. But society celebrates this self-erasure as romantic devotion. Margaret received constant praise for being such a dedicated wife, while her own needs, dreams, and potential contributions to the world were dismissed as selfish luxuries she could no longer afford. This identity eclipse creates a psychological prison where women become so embedded in their partner's decline that they lose the capacity to imagine any other existence. They become hostages to someone else's deterioration, unable to see beyond the immediate demands of caregiving to their own remaining possibilities. Have you ever felt like you're slowly fading in someone else's story? Like the person you used to be is slipping away? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Your story matters, and you're not alone. This identity loss creates vulnerability to our next harsh truth, one that can devastate your financial security in ways you might never recover from.
Number 3. The financial vampire. When partners drain your security. Money in late-life relationships isn't just about numbers. It's about trust, control, fear, and survival. After 60, every dollar starts to matter more. Not because you're greedy, but because the safety net gets thinner, the recovery time shorter, and your tolerance for financial chaos nearly non-existent. But what happens when the person you're with doesn't share that urgency, or worse, becomes the source of the financial instability? I've seen it too often. One partner gambles, overspends, secretly loans money to adult children, or racks up debt behind the other's back. Sometimes it's intentional manipulation. Other times, it's emotional blindness, a refusal to accept that you are no longer in the phase of life where you can just make it back next year. Voltaire wrote, "Common sense is not so common." And nowhere is this truer than when it comes to older adults making financial decisions in the throes of romance. The combination of emotional vulnerability, societal pressure to couple, and the manipulative tactics of those who prey on older women creates a perfect storm for financial devastation. The harsh truth is that many people seeking relationships after 60 are not looking for equal partnerships. They're looking for financial rescue, convenient caregivers, or simply someone to support them through their decline. And women, conditioned by a lifetime of caretaking expectations, are particularly vulnerable to these predatory dynamics. So start with full financial transparency. No hidden accounts, no silent spending. If that's not possible, protect yourself legally. Talk to a financial advisor alone if needed. Separate some savings in your own name and ask yourself the hard question: if this person wasn't in my life, would I be more secure or less? Have you ever experienced this kind of quiet financial erosion, where your future felt like it was being quietly spent behind your back? Share your thoughts in the comments. You're not being materialistic, you're being honest, and you deserve to feel safe. When your sense of financial safety is constantly undercut, it's not just your wallet that suffers, it's your peace of mind. And when safety disappears, so does the space for true intimacy. If this is hitting close to home, give the video a like. It helps more people find the clarity they've been afraid to ask for. But losing money is one thing. Losing yourself is another. Now we talk about the most silent kind of damage.
Number 4. The emotional hostage, when guilt replaces love. You don't want to leave, not because you're still in love, but because the guilt would eat you alive if you did. That's what it feels like to become an emotional hostage. You stay out of duty, out of pity, out of some buried belief that choosing your own peace makes you selfish. Especially after decades together, or when your partner is unwell, it feels unthinkable to ask for more, let alone walk away. But staying out of obligation isn't love. It's emotional debt. And like any debt, it quietly collects interest in the form of resentment, silence, and slow-burning regret. You wake up each day thinking less about what you want and more about what you owe. You stop voicing your needs. You smile through the emptiness. And eventually, you forget that love is supposed to feel like freedom, not guilt. The most devastating aspect of emotional hostage situations is how they pervert genuine virtues, compassion, loyalty, commitment, into tools of self-destruction. Dorothy's natural kindness had become the very weapon used against her freedom and well-being. This is perhaps the cruelest irony of toxic partnerships in later life. They often trap the most caring, responsible, and emotionally mature people precisely because of their virtues, not despite them. Guilt often disguises itself as loyalty. I made a vow. They need me. This is just what good people do. But if keeping that vow costs you your voice, your health, or your identity, then you're not keeping a promise. You're keeping yourself small. So what can you do? Separate compassion from compliance. You can care without disappearing. You can offer support without surrendering your future. Ask yourself honestly, if guilt wasn't part of the equation, what would you actually choose? If the answer scares you, don't look away. That fear might be the first honest thing you've felt in years.
As we reach the end of this difficult but necessary conversation,
I want you to imagine something. What would your life look like if every decision you made was based solely on what would bring you the most joy, peace, and authentic fulfillment in your remaining years? The 4 harsh truths we've explored, the caretaker trap that transforms love into servitude, the identity eclipse that erases your authentic self, the financial vampirism that drains your security, and the emotional hostage situation that weaponizes your compassion. These aren't rare exceptions. They're increasingly common patterns in late-life relationships that our culture refuses to acknowledge honestly. The ancient Roman philosopher Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Perhaps the end of seeking romantic partnership is the beginning of your most authentic, joyful, and peaceful chapter. At 60, 70, and beyond, you have earned the right to be selfish with your time, your energy, your resources, and your emotional well-being. You have paid your dues in caregiving, compromising, and putting others first. These years, however many remain, belong to you. This doesn't mean closing your heart to love if it appears genuinely and healthily in your life. It means developing the wisdom to distinguish between authentic partnership and subtle exploitation, between mutual enrichment and parasitic dependency, between love that enhances your life and attachment that diminishes it. Giving this video a like, not just for me, but so it reaches others who need to hear it. Share it with a friend who might be struggling in silence. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you want more content like this, honest, unfiltered, and made for the stage of life where clarity matters more than comfort. And most importantly, leave a comment. Your story, your voice, might be the light someone else is searching for right now. Because after everything you've lived through, you deserve more than survival. Your independence is not a consolation prize, it's the jackpot. Guard it wisely. This is Vernon. Thank you for watching till now, and see you next time.